It's a Macintosh smoke test. It's April Apples 2024.
Hey, welcome to Macintosh. We're going to have a special smoke test episode today featuring this Apple IIc. But first, check this out. Got my 8 bits are all you need sticker. And my thingamaboob sticker from Joe at Joe's Computer Museum, so thank you, Joe. And also, they ordered me a new mouse pad from CayMac Vintage. They're awesome. You had me at hello. I wish I'd thought of that. I love this. It came out really nice. It's a good quality. I might actually frame this thing. I usually use giant mouse pads anyway, and I might frame it. You might see it back here in future episodes. Okay, so what do we have today? We've got a new machine I just got 2 days ago. Got it on eBay. It's this Apple IIc. I have never used an Apple II before. I've never touched them. I have no idea anything about them except for what I've seen on YouTube, but I've never used one before. I know nothing about them. I know a little bit about these machines, but not a whole lot. And this one I picked up, and although it's pretty dirty, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's in pretty good condition, which to me is better, because I figured if it looks good, I'll put it in my collection. I don't care if it works, because today, with all the resources we have today, you can pretty much fix these things, no matter, within a certain degree, So, to me, looking better is more important, because I can probably fix this. Hopefully I can. It may work. I don't remember if the listing said it worked or not. So today is, let's just plug it in and fire it up and see what happens. And it could go well, it could go bad. I don't know. One thing I did notice is that the connector is kind of halfway shattered. It's pretty crazy. It's hard to see from here, but check this out. Maybe you can see it from this angle. And it's broken, but the connectors are still there. So I think it'll work. Uh-oh, there goes the power cable. So can you see any more of this? I don't know if we can get a good view of it from here. On the back of the monitor, we've got controls for vertical and horizontal position, brightness, and I don't know, maybe, oh, this is just a video out, okay. We've got brightness over here. There's a cool, can you really see it from there? No. Here's the power switch. We've got a power connector or printer port, floppy drive port. I don't know what that is. Maybe a monitor? I don't know. And joystick or mouse. Cool. Well, we've got a mouse we can try. I've got an old serial mouse. This is a new old stock Mac Plus mouse. It's in platinum. I got this from eBay from the seller who's selling off most of Sun Remarketing's inventory. So this thing is brand new, and yeah, these mice were gray. What's it called? Platinum was gray, not beige. It was gray. Here's the proof. This has never seen sunlight before, and it's still gray. We'll try this out if this thing works. That's kind of neat. I didn't realize it had a port there. You can adjust the monitor. I haven't tried anything yet. It can pivot. So why don't we plug it in and see what happens? Let's take a little bit of a break, and I'll plug all the stuff in. Okay, we're back. I plugged in the monitor, and let's plug in the video cable. It's very long. These cables are nice and long, which is kind of neat. Okay, video cable is here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. It's right in the middle in the back. I'll tell you more about this machine after we do the test, because I don't know much about them myself, and maybe we'll even pause and we'll do some research and come back and tell you more. Okay, video is plugged in. Let's plug in the power. Which way is up? Okay, the missing connector's on at 12 o'clock, which is right there. Oh, it says top. That's cool. It says top. Okay, let's see what we get. I heard a pop. I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, how's that? We set up good? Yeah. No glare this time in the monitor. How about that, guys? All right. The moment of truth. See what happens. Oh. That's actually a good sign. That's the floppy initializing. Oh, the monitor needs to be turned on. Here's the power. I have a green light on the computer. Can you see it? It says check disk drive. Uh-oh. Then the video went wonky. That's not cool. The video is doing weird stuff. Can you see that? Okay, so let's try reset. Nothing. Can you do anything with this? No. Okay. Well, let's open this thing up. How do you do it? I don't know how to open this. Uh-oh. Oh, that's pretty cool. Of course, Apple had a different way to do it, which is excellent. It did come with some software, which is great because I don't have any 5 1/4 floppies. This is the 5 1/4 floppy, which you may have seen before. What do we have in here? Oh, check it out. Beneath the root. Utilities. Thunder Chopper. Cool. Electro War. These are some games. Summer Olympic Games. 1-on-1. That might be basketball. A bunch of games on this one. A lot of games. What's this? Winter Games. Let's try Load Runner. I've seen that before on some other people's channels. Let's see what happens if we put Load Runner in here. My first 5 1/4 floppy. I have used a 5 1/4 floppy before on my mom's TRS-80. I've never used them other than that machine. Okay, let's put that in there. Check disk drive. Hello? It's not doing anything. Well, even reset doesn't do anything. I already forgot how to do that. Okay, let's turn it off and turn it back on again. Okay. That scrambled video is not a good sign, is it? That's bizarre. I mean, the thing initializes, so you think it was doing something, but when you put a floppy in it, nothing happens. Let's turn it off and turn it on with the floppy in it. No, this is just RAM. Data in RAM is just junk. Let me turn it off for a few more seconds. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, this is not good. Oh, look! I'm sure that's not normal. Although it's very consistent, but it's running the program, the game. I don't know how to play it. I've seen people do it online. Let's see what happens. I hear it spinning. What does that say? Checked by the Sauron? I couldn't read it. Cracked by the surgeon. That sounds a little scary. Oh, that's weird. Oh, broader bond. Oh yeah, this. Yeah, I saw this before on other people's systems. Yeah, wow. Okay, well, this thing is basically not usable while this bizarre video thing is happening. So let me get a hold of Will and Javier and find out more about this machine and see what it is, what revision it is, how early it is. I can figure that out from the serial number probably too. And then ask them what this is all about, because this is weird. It's neat, but you can't use it. So let's take a break and we'll come back a little bit later. I also need to fix this microphone, so let me do some adjusting. That's much better. Okay, we're back. So I spoke to Javier and Will, and the good news is Javier said that's a monitor problem, and it's probably just the potentiometers on the back that you can use to adjust the screen. Well, in messing with them, it turned out it was actually this RCA cable. So it was a little bit loose on the back of the computer, and when I tightened up the little prongs and put it in tight, the picture came clean again. So it's actually working pretty well. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see what we got now. And I learned a couple of tricks from him. I hope that might have been bad. Okay, he said if you put the disk in and hit Open Apple Control Reset, it will initiate the floppy. Okay, and there, look at that. Look. It's no more hula dancing. So that's good, it's working. It looks pretty nice too. That is so much better looking. I'm very pleased with that. It looks nice. I've never had a machine with the green phosphor, and I've always wanted one. And this is a great machine. It's so small and compact. It won't take up too much room in my collection here and everywhere else. And it looks nice. It's a good looking monitor, I think. Okay, let's go ahead and turn this off and try something else. Okay, let's try to put winter games in there. Let's see what we get. Open Apple, Control, Reset. It's winter games. I haven't heard any sound yet, and I don't know how to adjust it. I don't see a volume control on here either. Oh, maybe this isn't here. Oh. There's the sound. Let's watch the opening ceremonies. That's pretty cool. Okay, let's go to our rotisserie view and talk about the internal specs. The Apple IIc came with a 65CO2 8-bit microprocessor. It has 128K of RAM, 16K bytes of ROM. It has AppleSoft Basic in ROM. Disassembler and machine language monitor program in ROM. A built-in disk drive with controller for second disk drive. 80-column display. Built-in uppercase and lowercase character display. A 63-key keyboard. Built-in speaker with volume control. hand control, joystick, or mouse capability, built-in serial interface for a printer, built-in serial interface for telephone modem, color graphics capability, 12-volt internal power supply, and a power transformer in the power cord. The languages available from Apple at the time were AppleSoft Basic, which is built in, Pascal, Fortran, SuperPilot, Logo, and 6502 assembly language. Compatible operating systems are ProDOS, DOS 3.3, and Pascal. The popular accessories at the time were mouse, color or monochrome monitor, 5.25-inch disk drive, printer, telephone modem, hand controls or joystick, color plotter, or an RF modulator. Here's the front view. We can see a reset button across the top, the 80/40 column button, the keyboard button. On the right side, the disk use and power indicators, and a full 63-key keyboard. The monitor has a green power indicator as well. This Apple IIc has a model number of A2S4000. That makes it the original release with the older keyboard, not the more popular Alps keyboard that came later. On the left side, we see the monitor has a contrast control, and the computer has a volume control and a headphone out jack. Okay, on the right side, we see a power button on the monitor and the 5.25 floppy drive on the computer. On the back of the IIc, we see a carrying handle that also doubles as a prop to keep the computer at a better angle for typing. It also has a third function to allow airflow to get through the computer. Okay, across the back, we see from left to right the joystick mouse port, the number 2 serial port. This is for the modem. There's a port for the Apple flat screen display. We have our RF jack or CA jack for the monitor. We have a floppy drive port. We have serial port number 1, which is for printers or plotters. We have the power connector and the on-off switch. This is the 9-inch monochrome green phosphor Apple monitor. The model is G09OS. Okay, across the back of the monitor, we have the power connector. We have the horizontal hold. We have the vertical height adjustment. And we have brightness and the RF/RCA video input. Okay, one thing I didn't show you was the power brick. It's in really good condition. Sometimes these are messed up. I see tape over them. I don't know what happens to them. Maybe they get dropped, but this one's in really good shape. So this whole thing I'm really happy with. So I was watching a whole lot of Javier's 2C videos. He's got quite a few of them. And I learned some cool tricks. I learned how to get down to the, I guess this is like a DOS prompt. And let me see if I can remember how to do it. I also found a self-test. So we learned before that open Apple Control Escape reinitializes the floppy. I don't have a floppy in here. But closed Apple Control is reset. Gives me a DOS prompt. So let's check the keyboard. We'll check it out. Okay. So far, so good. Let's do that again. Okay, let's try the shift keys. These keys feel a little funny. Here's a tilde. Uh-oh. What's going on? I bet that cable's messed up. That was weird. Don't do that to me again. Okay. Tilde. There's the tilde. Okay, caps lock. No reason why that shouldn't work. So all the keys work. Okay, so both Will and Javier told me that the big problem with this being that this is an older keyboard, there's a little rubber membrane that has broken down over time, and below that, sometimes a plastic shield too. If you pull both of those out, they work pretty well. And what I find is that some of these here, they kind of get stuck. They all work, but they kind of, some of them, you can kind of feel it have a little bit of resistance in there. I don't know. I can't explain it. Like it hits a shoulder and then it goes down. But they all work, so that's good. Okay, I also found out there's a self-test. I think it is both Apples control reset. No. There. And this goes through, if you have it in color mode, you can see colors happening. That flash is normal. Okay. This will go on forever, and it doesn't check the RAM on this thing. I think I have an earlier ROM chip, and I found out how to figure that out too. Okay, so I found out this code from Javier. Print peak 64447, and it says 255. So I believe that is the original ROM from what I'm understanding. And if you had a later ROM, there's one called version 3 and there's one called version 4 or 4X. And I don't know if these are factory ROMs or third-party ROMs, but some of the later ones can actually tell you, do memory checks and stuff like that. This one does not do that. So that's about as deep as I can get into it at this point. Although I'm seeing the brightness fade on me here today, and it didn't do that before. I'm hoping it's that RCA cable. But for the most part, I think that wraps this one up. It didn't blow up. It worked. That was a pretty good smoke test. It didn't smoke. So my thanks to Javier and Will for helping me out and all my questions I had during this thing. Thank you all for joining. And hey, take care.
Smash that like button. Smash it good.